welcome to chapter 6 slash episode 6 of Small Talk with Shania. I have missed you guys so much. I'm so sorry that we did not get to catch up last week. I had to travel unexpectedly to go up north to see my family, and I just did not have the time to do a podcast episode. And it's really funny because when I decided that I was going to start a podcast, I thought in my head, I said, I'm going to pre record like 5 episodes at a time so that by the time that February comes, I have all of my February content. And when March comes, I have all of my March content and so forth and so on. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. I think some people can definitely get ahead, but it's harder than it seems, especially when life gets in the way. But needless to say, I missed you guys and I'm so excited to be talking to you guys again. This is really honestly going to be more of like a little bookish life update, I guess, because I feel like there's just so much that we need to talk about. And I want to talk to you guys about like some of the books that I'm reading, some of the books that I just read that maybe I didn't love so much, and just some really fun things that are happening. And I want to check in with you guys to see how you're doing. It is now March. We're 3 months into the year. And I feel like this is going to be a really good month. February, oh my God, February was a really good reading month. And I feel like March is going to also be a really good reading month as well. So I feel like we have a lot to talk about. I have a couple of topics that I wanted to bring up. So let's talk about some of the books that I'm currently reading right now. I can't even tell you. Probably would be easier to tell you what books I'm not reading. I'm the type of person who is either reading like 5 books at one time or 1 book at one time. There is no in between. I feel like sometimes I just need like one rom-com. I need a dark romance and I need like a contemporary romance and I need like a mystery and thriller all at the same time because I'm a huge mood reader. And when you're a mood reader, you quite literally want to change up your reads at all times. And that's very much the kind of vibe that I'm in right now. So if you're a mood reader, you get it. You know how our brains work. Isn't everyone though? I don't think I've ever met anyone, honestly, who is like not a mood reader. I don't know. But sometimes when I tell people that I can read like 3 books at one time, they look at me like I'm crazy. But then again, sometimes I look at myself like I'm crazy because I get very, very overwhelmed. So let's see what I'm reading right now. I know I'm trying to check on my Goodreads and see. Oh, and look at that. It's not updated. Remember one of my New Year's goals was to keep my Goodreads updated more often? Yeah. Clearly that's not going too hot. Oh, I remember. Okay. Right now, I am reading a Sarah Kate book. So last year I read Antihero by Sarah Kate and I fell in love with that book. I actually listened to an audiobook. The audiobook is so good because it's also duet narration. So, oh, the voice actors are so good. And the second book is called Homewrecker, and I'm currently listening to that on audiobook right now. It's interesting. It's I'm trying to think of the right word to describe it. I liked Antihero better. Homewrecker is definitely a little bit more taboo. If you've read any Sarah Kate books, you know that she's like notorious for just writing some of the most spiciest stories, but also has a really good plot, but they're also very taboo and they're very like not dark, but they're very taboo and very twisted, and a lot of people would probably not want to read them. So when I read Give Me More by her, which is the third book in the Delicious Players Club series, I ate that book up. It was so good. It was why choose romance. So it was 2 guys, 1 girl. And this is also kind of the same vibe, Homewrecker, but it has the cheating trope in it, which I didn't love too much. And it's kind of like the wife and the husband both cheat on each other with the same guy. However, they're kind of okay with it because they both like the same guy. So it's kind of a really fine line. I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't love a cheating trope. And I feel like this is just like what was so good about Give Me More is that it was just so full of tension and angst, and I feel like this book is kind of lacking with tension and angst. It was almost a little bit too easy. I don't know. I'm still listening to it. The audiobook is great. The voice actors are great. I just can't vibe with the cheating trope. It's a little much for me. So I don't know if I vibe with that. But another book that I'm reading right now is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Again, I don't know how I feel about it. I think 30% of the way through. I'm reading it on my Kindle right now. I started reading it when I was on the plane to go up north about a week ago, and I was really enjoying it because I love Emily Henry. I think that she writes some of the most beautiful love stories that are very relatable. And I think that she has such a way with words, and the way that she writes her MMCs is just like you will melt in a puddle with whatever they say because they're just so dreamy. However, I get bored really easily. I did really, really like Happy Place. I loved that book. It really made me emotional and I felt really connected to the characters. Funny Story, I don't feel as connected to the characters. I feel kind of bored and I'm waiting for something to happen. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I guess I'll let you guys know. I really, I texted my friend the other day. I was like, should I DNF it? I'm like, no, I'm not that far in. I'll give it 20% more until I get to 50%. I'll really make up my mind and see if I want to continue reading it. But as of right now, I'm not really intrigued at the moment. So I'm also listening to the ACOTAR graphic audios. I'm so excited about it. If you have not listened to the graphic audios of the ACOTAR books yet, I'm literally only on book 1 and I can already tell you it is a game changer and it'll quite literally change your life. Why was no one going to tell me that graphic audiobooks are literally the best way to consume your books? Audiobooks are one thing, graphic audiobooks, there's a whole movie going on in my head when I'm watching it, listening to it. It is so amazing. And I really want to listen to the graphic audios of Fourth Wing because I know those are really good too, I've heard. There's just, it is opening up a whole new world for me and I'm getting very, very excited about it. There's a couple books that are currently out or coming out that I kind of want to read as well. I know that what is it called? Sparrow and Scythe. Honestly, I could be butchering that right now, but it's the third book in like the Butcher and Blackbird series. So it was Butcher and Blackbird, and then it was Leather and Lark, and now this last one, or it's a trilogy, so it is the last one. And I did a book shopping video like not too long ago, and I mentioned in that video that I might not want to continue reading the trilogy because I didn't enjoy the second book at all. And everyone in my comments was like, "No, you need to read it. It's so much better. It's completely different vibes and story than the other ones, especially different from Leather and Lark." So I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I should read it. I don't know. I love the audiobooks. I think they're really good. So I would definitely, if I'm going to read it, I would definitely read it on audiobook. But you guys let me know. Should I continue the series or not? I have no like motivation or drive towards it. But if you guys tell me I should, I will. So just yell at me and tell me and let me know. Also, Wild Side by Elsie Silver. Wild Side by Elsie Silver. It is all over my For You page right now. Okay. I am seeing so much stuff about it. I love Elsie Silver. I've only ever read the Chestnut Spring series by her, and I'm technically not even done reading that series. I only have one book left to complete it, and I love her writing. I also have the like Off to the Races series by her, and then the other one I have, Wild Love. What is it? I'm trying to think of the name of it. Is that this one? Wait, this is Wild Side, but she also has Wild Love. Is it part of the same? Oh, it's the same one. Wild Love, Wild Eyes, Wild Side. That's what the one is. Okay, okay. It's all making sense now. So, I have not read that series yet, but I've heard Wild Love is really, really good. And when that came out, it was also really hyped about. I didn't hear too much about the second one. And now the third one's out and people are going crazy over it. So definitely want to try and read that. I'm thinking about starting Quicksilver soon too. I posted a little bit about that one. I forget when. Oh, because I had done it in like a book um haul. And when I talked about Quicksilver, I was saying how I'm really afraid to read it because fantasy intimidates me. And this one has a lot of hype around it. And I don't want to be disappointed. And everyone was like, oh my God, you're going to love it. You need to listen to the audiobook. It's duet style too. So I don't know. Let me know if I need to prepare, how I can prepare for this. I'm very, very intimidated by it. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what to expect. So Um, I want to talk about some series that I've started in the past as well that I may or may not want to finish this year because I feel like I have a lot of unfinished business when it comes to books. And like I said, I haven't finished the Chestnut Spring series yet. I have one more book left. I can't believe I have not finished that yet. It literally pains me. I should probably read that like now, so I need to finish that. I also have the series by LJ Shen. I believe it's the first book in the series is Pretty Reckless, and then Broken Night, and then the next one is Angry God, and then Damaged Goods. I love this series so much. Pretty Reckless was one of my favorite books in 2023. And then last year I read Broken Night and it was really good. I didn't love it as much as Pretty Reckless, but the next one is Angry God. Something about this series is just very dramatic. It's not the most amazing thing that I've ever read, but the characters and like the situations that they're going through are actually very relatable and they just seem like real people when I read about this book. So I really, really enjoy this series overall. So I want to finish that. I have two more left there. I need to finish the Salacious Players Club series. I've been really slacking on that. I have Highest Bidder left. I've started to listen to it on audiobook. I don't know why I chose to listen to it on audiobook. It's duet style, so I figured why not. Um I'm not liking it. I feel like I'm not trying to like talk badly about Sarah Kate or anything today. She's literally my queen, okay? It just so happens I'm talking about two books about hers that I'm just questionable about. Highest Bidder is a age gap romance, which I love. I love an age gap romance, especially when it's like a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend's dad or something, or like a brother's best friend. But Highest Bidder, I don't remember the exact age gap, but it's big. She's like 20 something years old, like young 20s, maybe 22, 23. And he's like in his 60s or something, like literally old enough to be her dad. And it's just not even her dad. Maybe her I don't know. He's old. It makes me a little uncomfortable reading about it, and I don't really know if I vibe with it. I guess I just have to kind of keep reading it and see how I feel. I really want to finish the series out, and then the next one is Madame, which I know I'm gonna love that one. Oh, I'm so excited for it. So I can't just skip over. I'm not going to DNF Highest Bidder. I will get to it eventually. I just need to figure out when. I will get there one of these days. I will. If you've read it, let me know what you guys think of it because I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I also just finished reading My Fault by Mercedes Ron, which is the first book in the My Fault series. And the next one is Our Fault and then Your Fault. I believe it's just a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that there's any other books after that. My Fault was good. I thought that I was going to like it more than I did like it. And so I'm trying to figure out like when am I going to finish the rest of the series because it didn't leave me like after I finished the book I wasn't like, "Oh my god, I need to read the next one and figure out what's going to happen next." I was more just like, "No, all right. Well, that was it." So I need to watch the movie actually. I know that there's two movies. or it's based off of the movie? I'm kind of confused. No, I think it was a book first and then they did the movie and then they translated the book because I know the movie is in like Portuguese or something or Spanish. No, not Portuguese. I'm so sorry. What is it? Is it in Spain? Gosh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I really don't know what language it's in because I've never seen it. Um, but I know that that one's called like Mea Culpa or something. That's the first one. And then they just did now a new adaptation, which is My Fault London, which I know I'm going to vibe with. I've actually heard a lot of people saying that they like My Fault London better than they liked the original My Fault movie, which is really interesting. So I want to read that and I want to see if my opinion changes about the book. Maybe I'll end up liking the movie a little bit more. You never know. But I need to finish that series eventually. Also, lastly, for some book series that I want to finish is the Boys of Avix series, which was the first one was Say You Swear, which has quickly become one of my favorite books ever. When I tell you that that book made me feel things that I didn't know that I was capable of feeling, that book was magical for me. And the next book is Promise Me Not, which is about the FMC's brother. So it's like kind of his story, his love story. I have not heard a lot about this particular book and it kind of scares me. Like I'm hoping that it's just as good. Let's face it, it's probably not going to be just as good because Say You Swear was literally a freaking masterpiece. But I'm hoping that it's as good. I don't know. I'm a little scared. It looks like Say You Swear has almost like a 4.5 star rating on Goodreads, and Promise Me Not has about a 3.75, almost a 4 star. So I don't know. Looks like she's also making a third one though. It's untitled. Or wait, Trust Me Always? That's what it says. It says that it's untitled, but it also says it's called Trust Me Always. Ugh, I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna like Promise Me Not, even if it's not the same or like kind of gives off the same vibe as Say You Swear, just because I'm probably gonna get a little bit of the characters from there. I'm excited about it. If you've read it, let me know what you think of it. I'm very nervous when you like have to continue reading a series and you're like not sure if the next books are going to live up to the first one. Like it has a really, really big shoes to fill. So it can be really intimidating. Okay, you know what I'm really excited for is Bridesmaid by Chance by Megan Quinn. If you know anything about me, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I love Bridesmaid for Hire. That book was one of my favorites of last year. I ate it up and it's hilarious. It's touching. I love the characters. I love the story. I love the spice in it. It is so freaking good. And then the second book came out, and that was also just so well executed. And I know that the third book is going to eat, and I'm so excited for it. Megan Quinn is one of my favorite authors. She just always kills it and she always knows how to write a good rom-com that has a good amount of spice in it that doesn't make you feel like you're reading something that's too cheesy. And she adds the spice in at like the most perfect moments and makes it very purposeful. But April 15th is when Bridesmaid by Chance comes out, marking my calendar, and don't talk to me on that day because I will be reading it. I'm so freaking excited for it. If you have not read Bridesmaid for Hire yet or anything from that series, you really need to. If you like rom-coms, of course. It's definitely very funny and there are cheesy moments, but it's not all cheese. It's really, really, really well done. And I think everyone should read it, especially for now, like springtime, summertime. It's the perfect series because it's very fun and flirty. And the first one takes place in like Bora Bora. So definitely some really fun vibes there as well. So I think you should read it. Oh, I have good news too. Also, I'll end on a good note. I wanted to tell you guys I'm going to be on the news again. If you watched some of my videos from last year in September, I was on the was it September? I think it was around September. I was on the news, my local news station here in Tampa Bay. That's where I live. It was WFLA, and I was on the news to recommend fall reads, fall cozy, kind of spooky vibes for books for people to read. And it was such a fun and new and uncomfortable experience. It was uncomfortable because like I've never done anything like that before. It was my very first time, but it was really interesting and I feel like I learned a lot from it and I love being on camera. So it was just a really cool experience for me all around. And they wanted me to come back now to do spring books, to do spring recommendations for like spring break and stuff. So I have some really, really fun ones I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Bridesmaid for Hire. I'm going to talk about First Time Caller. There's just a lot of really fun ones. Happy Place, because I love Happy Place. That it's just a really fun list of books. Spring break reads are like one of the most fun and like flirty reads for people to have, to celebrate your vacation. And there's nothing better than having a book to curl up with beachside or by the pool or something. So I'm really excited to share it, and I'm excited to be on the news again. So yeah, I'll give you guys more information. If you just look on all my social channels, I'll have links and, all the information I'm going to do a Get Ready With Me vlog and, do behind the scenes just like I did last time too. So I'm just really excited and I'm so proud. Like, I feel like when I get these kind of opportunities, I'm like, pinch me. Like, why do you want me on your television? It's just so surreal. I love it. But it's the stuff that just makes me so excited and makes it like feel like all the hard work is worth it. And literally cannot do it without you guys. You're the only reason why they're probably asking me to come back. So thank you to you guys. This is us. We're celebrating this. And of course, like I said, I'm going to let you guys know all the stuff about the news. It'll be really exciting. But yeah, like I said, this is just going to be a little cute little update video. There's a lot going on and it's been a week. So we definitely needed to catch up a little bit. So we'll put a bookmark in today's chapter. I'll see you guys next chapter. Bye.